name is Neelan Tan, and I go to Rancho Solano Preparatory School in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I have been in the IB art program for 3 years now, since my sophomore year. And I have been corresponding with the artist Monica Aissa Martinez through the Vitural Artist Residency program. I want to talk about my correspondence with Monica Aissa Martinez because it really inspired me both emotionally and visually. I want to talk about the visual components of how I got inspired by Monica Aissa Martinez. And honestly, when I created this TV, I wasn't thinking about like Monica Aissa's process because she used completely different media than me, because she used a different type of painting and everything like that. And but the way that I painted the body, the human body, when I look back on my painting right now, it looks really similar to Monica Aissa Martinez. I think that that's part of my subconscious because I was just really exposed to a lot of Monica Aissa's work when I was corresponding with her. If you can see this, the hands in her piece Milagros, and I think it's really, there's definitely a lot of visual parallels between these hands, the way that these hands are arranged, and the hands in my piece. And also, I think that correspondence with Monica Aissa Martinez has really allowed me to visualize the human body in a really different way, in a more spiritual sense, because I feel that Monica Aissa Martinez really spends a lot of time on her work with the human body and trying to understand humanity as a whole. And that's what I really like about her work, because for me, I think that that's what I really gleaned from my experience with corresponding with her, because she asks these questions, she holds these workshops with people who like to study art around the valley, and she implores them to ask these questions like, who am I? What am I doing in this world? And I think that for me, even though Monica Aissa Martinez and I have come from different ways of life, and she comes from a very Hispanic background, and I have grown up in a Filipino culture all of my life. We both have begun to implore about our own existence, and I think that when right now I'm going through high school and I'm getting ready to enter college, and I'm thinking, who am I? And when I asked Monica Aissa Martinez this question, I posed the same question to her. She said, the first and foremost, I'm an artist. And I think that I definitely agree with that for herself, and I'd like to think that for myself, first and foremost, I am an artist. And I think that with my correspondence with Monica Aissa Martinez has helped me to understand that art is not confined to what we can do with our hands and what we can make out of paint and anything like that. She really believes that humanity in its own way is like an art form. We're all interconnected and intertwined, and I think that's really a beautiful way of thinking, and I really agree with that. So that's what I gleaned from my correspondence with her.